Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Koopalings. Welcome to this week's episode of the Nintendo Shack podcast. I am joined by both Donnie and Delvin today. Hello, boys. How are you doing?
Good.
Shack
really
is a
good.
trio once again.
Yeah, I love it. And we have some awesome stuff to talk about. Oh my gosh. Not only have I been playing more Sea of Stars, but we have some awesome Nintendo news. We have Tears of the Kingdom news. We have, if you can believe it, on the Nintendo Shack, we've never talked about this before, the next Switch console.
It's getting real, Rebecca.
New. This is
it's getting real, though.
New. I know, it is. And, you know, I was so over it, but it is real now. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about all the rumors more than just the Switch 2. Delvin, how are you? What have you been up to?
I'm doing good. I'm doing pretty good, actually. I've been busy, apparently. Like, apparently, you tell people you're coming back to podcast, you come back to X, I guess it's called now. It's still Twitter. Screw that crap. Screw that nonsense. And then everybody just starts blowing your phones up and all this
You're
stuff.
posting videos on X.com now? Whoa!
Delvin, you're popular. People want you. They want more of you. They wanted you to come back to Shack. They want to see you posting content.
Look at this man. He comes back and the first thing he says, everybody loves me. Why does everybody love me so much? I can't believe it.
I always appreciate having friends like Donnie to keep me grounded.
I build you up, Donnie knocks you down.
Just tell you ain't shit.
That's my role here.
But I haven't played anything since we recorded PSVG because I've been busy. And then Saturday I had to go to a barbecue with my brother, which was pretty cool. We was barbecuing, hanging out. That was a pretty cool time. You know, my mom came down because her birthday was last week, and she met my girlfriend. Now she loves the girlfriend, and she's talking about me getting married. Like, whoa.
Good.
Whoa.
We love it.
Like, it hasn't been a year yet.
As I say, he just got out. I don't know. Do we love it? I don't know, man.
No. Okay, so I
Whoa.
love that mom loves the girlfriend. Don't get married. It's a scam.
Yeah, it is a scam. Marriage is a scam.
I mean, he's still paying his ex-wife's bills.
Scam. Yeah. It's a scam.
Taking her to airports and shit. He's like her Uber.
What?
It's a whole separate thing, Rebecca.
We're going to need to talk.
It's a mess. My life is a mess, just in general. But all in all, everything is pretty good. No complaints. I'm in a good mood, good spirits. Family's happy. I want to play Sea of Stars. My son's playing it like crazy. I think he says he's 10 hours in. He loves it. He said, Dad, you need to start playing. I said, son, let me get some time and I'll get down to it. But yeah, he loves it. He's 10 hours in.
Good.
He says it's fantastic. It says one of his favorite games this year. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
That's awesome.
Wow. That's good.
I love that. I've been playing some more Sea of Stars. I know last week I talked a lot about my grapes. I still have those same grapes as last week. It is not getting better in the sense of the writing. The writing's hot garbage, which is really a shame because everything else in the game is a 10 out of 10. At the risk of sounding like a broken record, this is the most gorgeous game, Donnie, that I have ever played in my entire life. Not exaggerating. Wow, they really outdid themselves with the environments and just the dynamic like movement of the scenery around you. I unlocked this part where my character now has this ability to change time. Like she can stand on these pedestals and she can change the time of day. And so you change it with the triggers and you can see like not just like the sky changing, but the whole like the shadows of the environment. And you can go back and forth and like you can see the shadows change and like just see how everything in the world changes in real time around you. Like as you're pressing these triggers, it is so gorgeous, and you can use this time mechanic to like solve different puzzles. It's so cool. And I just beat the first dungeon in the game. This game has like dungeons. It's kind of little Zelda-like, kind of, sort of, which is not. I wasn't expecting that. Chrono Trigger has like dungeon-like areas, but it wasn't like this. This was so cool. This felt Zelda-y, like if Zelda were an RPG. So I love that all of the characters that I've been meeting have like a lot of charm to them. Like I just met, I hope this isn't too much of spoilers for Delvin. He hasn't jumped in yet, but I met this like race of people. It's kind of Zelda, like where they're like moles. It's like a city of these mole characters, and they live in the mines. And
Mole people.
Problem. Yeah, they're having a problem because like it kind of reminds me of like the Gorons in Ocarina of Time, how like, you know, their caves they can't get into their caves anymore because this monster has gotten in and is eating everybody that tries to go in there. So you have to go brave it and help them out. And it's really fun. They have so much charm, the way they talk, the way they look. My one complaint, though, is that for like every character that I'm meeting that is so full of personality, the two main characters that you play as are dull as heck. Like they have no personality. They're not silent protagonists. They do talk. They just seem to have like no personality of their own. They're such like blank slate, like stoic, like not full of life. But your third companion that you're with he has a lot of charm and personality. So like they like didn't really nail down like who they wanted the two main characters like to be.
Are they trying to leave the main characters like vague so you can kind of like
They might
take whatever you're trying to put on them?
I think that kind of is what they were trying to do. But I feel like that really only works if it's like a silent protagonist like Link or like Chrono. But they do talk, and it's just like very like bland compared to the other characters that I'm interacting with.
I just want to clarify.
But
when you said
it's like
you said earlier the writing is garbage, you still referring to just the grammar?
No, not just the grammar.
You're talking about the
stuff.
writing overall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
it just feels like they're doing like a lot of like telling and explaining very bluntly when they don't have to be. I don't really know if I can make that make sense without like
I know what you mean.
getting too into spoilers.
You mean like are you keeping up with us? You understand that X, Y, and Z just
too much
happened?
exposition.
I hate when horror movies do that.
exactly.
I can't stand when horror movies do that too much.
It's like, yeah, I mean, I get it. Or like, you know, thanks for telling me exactly what I'm about to do. Like it's just, I don't know. And like the syntax of it, it's just like things are just worded in very awkward ways, or like, I don't know. My dream, Donnie and Delvin, is to, after I beat this game, to make my life project making a Steam mod for this game where everything is exactly the same gameplay wise. I'm not changing any story, I'm not changing any items or any elements, but just rewriting all of the text. Keep the story the same, keep the characters all exactly how they are, but just Sea of Stars rewritten is the mod that I'm going to make. It is not grammatically... Garrett. I'm going to be all up in your DMs. I have taken screenshots of all of the grammar mistakes. We are going to have some lessons on commas and semicolons today. Keep your DMs open. There are many.
Rebecca's about to go Schoolhouse Rock on here.
Mistakes. There are so many run-on sentences, my guy.
I appreciate that Rebecca's doing this because Rebecca just let me know how many of my friends are complete idiots. Because the ones who haven't noticed this, I'm looking at y'all real suspect.
Listen, you're not an idiot if you don't get it. You just are
Rebecca,
able
you gotta be
to
nice about it.
read through it. It's totally a me problem. Yeah,
No,
there is a lot of
not.
passive
It's
voice.
not.
Yeah. Garrett, get ready for a whole slew of screenshots in your inbox later today. But
Garrett,
I'm really enjoying it. The gameplay is so addictive. Oh my gosh, the battle mechanics, so much fun. Man, this is such the soundtrack. Oh, guys, it's so good. If this doesn't win at what is Keely's gig? Game
you're
Awards?
about to have your Ori moment.
Game Awards.
You're about to have your
I
Ori
know,
moment
I
where you're
know,
sitting there.
I
This
know.
game is so
You're
good, and
disappointed.
shit ain't
I
even gonna
know.
get. They're not even gonna get
It's not even gonna
considered.
get nominated. I know. Best art direction, best soundtrack.
Maybe.
Like freaking Spider-Man's gonna win or something.
Yeah.
Like, shut up. This is
100%.
Yeah.
Best soundtrack's gonna go to
Get ready to
Starfield.
get ready to
Starfield!
get Baldur's Gate
I don't know.
out.
Baldur's Gate. Yeah, Baldur's Gate's gonna clean up. I'm 100%
Baldur's
sure
Gate's
that
gonna clean up.
Baldur's Gate's gonna clean up this year.
Yeah.
Okay, let it win game. Yeah, let it win the big guy award. Give me best art direction. This
Maybe.
is this is it. This is what this
can
is
see
what it
that.
deserves.
Art direction. I can see that.
Yeah.
So mad.
They always put in they usually put in, there's like the token indie.
Oh yeah,
Inclusion.
yeah. And then it'll win best indie.
But
Oh,
Baldur's
yeah.
Gate's
that is
indie.
true.
That's why I think Baldur's Gate's going to win. Like it's like their Dragon Age moment. They're going to get behind Baldur's Gate and they're going to be like,
so.
see, we don't always just pick big first party. And then the next 10 years, they'll pick the big first party title.
Pretty much.
And they'll just be like, remember that time we picked Baldur's Gate?
I
That's
have
what's gonna
so many
happen.
bones to
Rebecca's
pick
true.
with Keely.
Rebecca looks so defeated right now.
I mean, I've been on that. I've been on that. I wish you would, because I've been on that bandwagon for some time now.
I will not
Daddy
stop
has been saying it for a
rallying.
while.
I like it.
I'm also playing the Splatfest. I'm playing on Team Shiver. Splatoon 3 is hot garbage compared to Splatoon 2. I don't want to talk about it. Let's move on.
Oh man.
Spicy
Johnny, what
Bex
have you
is
been
my
up to?
favorite Bex.
What have you been up to?
I've been up to a lot, and I'm with the honor of Delvin, Shaq Diesel joining us. We're going to turn this more into a PSVG production, and we're going to talk about things that aren't games. I'm playing Trine 5.
Love it.
It's great. It's still fun. But the majority of my time this week has been playing games that I'm not at liberty to talk about. So I brought other stories because I've had a hell of a time with groceries this week, guys.
Oh, tell
Groceries
us.
have been kicking my ass. So for the past couple years, basically since COVID, I've been ordering my groceries and then I usually go pick them up. And then sometimes if I'm lazy, I spring for delivery. And I have like the Walmart Plus because there's a Walmart like right across the street from my neighborhood. It's very convenient. And sometimes, this hasn't happened often. This happened like the last time this happened was like 3 years ago. I made an order online. I set my time to go pick it up. I went to go pick it up like I do like every week. And I went over there and I was having a great day. I was out in my car. I had the T-tops off. It was a nice day. And I sat in the parking lot for like 30 minutes and an attendant finally came to me and he was like, yo, can we help you? Like, you're just sitting here. And I was like, yeah, I'm waiting for my groceries. I checked in and everything. He's like, we don't have an order. I don't know what you're waiting on. And we go in and look at it and their stupid website assigned my order to like a different store, like across town. And so I'm sitting there with the attendant and I'm like, how do I cancel? And he's like looking at my phone and he's looking in his system and he's
You
like,
can't because it's within the window.
yeah, he's like, you
up.
can't. He's like, you really can't. He goes, but he told me, he goes, man, people don't pick up their stuff all the time. He's like, just don't pick it up and they'll just cancel it. I'm like, okay, so I'll just do that. And I'll go home. So I went home and I get an alert on my phone 4 hours later that somebody picked up my groceries. So like I was sitting there and I'm like, your groceries have been picked up at 8:30 p.m. I'm like, what?
Man, that dude went and got your groceries under
My
your
window
name.
was at 4. And so I get on the phone and I got to sit on customer support and I'm like, yo, I didn't go get these. I didn't pick these up. I don't know why you guys have these things. I was like, is it a system thing? And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, I didn't go pick them up. I was at a different store. I was like, you can check your cameras. I was literally talking to an attendant at a different location. I didn't go. I don't know who picked these up. I don't know if you guys didn't ID them. You didn't. I wasn't me. And you believe this? Their solution to me, they were like, all right, can you call us back on Monday? That's what they told me. Yeah. They're like,
How
there's
unprofessional.
they're like, there's nothing we can do for you right now. Like, we've got to have some time to check all of our stuff and everything. Like, can you just, I was like, so, and I asked them, I was like, so did I just pay like $200 for somebody else's groceries? And they were like, at this time, That's our best suspicion. They're like, we think so. They're like, but we can't refund you. We can't do anything. They gave me a $20 gift card. They were like, for your inconvenience. I was like, this doesn't help. Yeah, I was like, this doesn't help me at all. So the reason I've been doing this for years is I do all the grocery shopping, and I always have for a decade. I do all the grocery shopping in my family. And I used to kind of enjoy it. I put my podcast on and I go and do my grocery shopping. You know, I could get out and I get walking, and I have just hated it for the last couple of years. There's so it's like some population shift happening. The Walmart that I go to is packed. And when I mean packed, like to the brim always. Here's the crazy part. At all times of the day. At 10 in the morning, at 3 in the afternoon on a Tuesday, at 10 o'clock at night, on a Saturday, like at all the time. So I've tried to go to Costco. My Costco's packed. I'm literally trying to go to other stores just to be around less people. And I have found there's an Ingles that's like 6 miles from my house. It's a little bit of a drive, but there's nobody there ever. There's like 10 cars in the parking lot every time I've ever gone. So yesterday I went walking around and then they've got like a wing bar and a sushi bar. And I'm like, I usually get lunch and I walk around and do my grocery shopping. I did all my grocery shopping, got everything checked out. And today I woke up, getting ready for Shaq, poured a bowl of cereal, got no milk. So apparently I left the milk that I bought, maybe something else, I don't know, at the store because there's no milk. I'm just like, this is not my week.
Wait, so you still don't have the grocery thing figured out?
No, I gotta call them. I gotta call them tomorrow. Yeah, they were like, we have.
Pissed.
I mean, yeah,
Donnie's gonna call tomorrow, and they're gonna be like, "You should have called us yesterday."
So I took screenshots of that whole interaction with them on Friday because I told them I was like, look, I was like, here's my issue, guys. I was like, I'm gonna get my money back. 100%. If I've got to like burn the store down, I was like, you don't know what you're dealing with. I'm going to get my money back. I'm not worried about that. I said, but here's the thing. I was like, I'm worried that by you telling me to call you several days later, that I then won't get my refund because you'll be telling me on Monday that I should have reported this on Friday. And they gave me like a response and a case number and all that. And I was like, I'm going to take recordings of all of this when I go back on Monday. I'll probably go back in person. But
wow,
I've had something similar like that happen with Amazon. Wow.
Yeah, you were telling me you get Amazon groceries?
I do that. Yeah, I do Amazon groceries. I do a lot of that type of stuff.
What is Amazon like? Can you get like steak and ground beef and stuff?
Cities have Amazon like grocery
Amazon
stores.
Fresh. It's Whole Foods essentially.
Oh, okay.
So they're just.
I may not be live close enough to the city to be able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, you can do that, or you can do Instacart, which is really good. And if you do, the thing about Instacart is when you start off Instacart, they give you like $15 off, so that covers you like your.
Yeah, I was doing the Instacart thing during COVID. The thing is, the prices have been rising, not just inflation, but like when you order online, you pay more for like every single item.
You automatically
is
pay more
marked
for
up.
everything.
Yeah,
that's why you got to look for the discounts to kind of make it balance out.
It gets expensive. That's why I started going and doing my shopping like in person again.
Yeah, mine's not more expensive. Mine is always cheaper online.
Oh, I think that's
really
at this point. I can send you several documented proof. Like there are YouTube videos about it. There are people that are like, here's the exact same order from last year to now, and it's now $86 more. Like there are people that it is not just inflation, because if you go into the store, the prices per items are cheaper in most cases. And it's not like a lot, but it's like they'll mark everything up like 25, 40 cents, 80 cents. But if you're buying $200 or $300 worth of groceries, that's a lot. Like it goes a long way, you know.
In some cases, they'll mark it up like $2 or $3, like the milk.
Yeah. Especially like
it'd be like almost $10.
Steak.
That doesn't happen to me. Also, maybe my like Instacart people are really generous because whenever I get like things like bananas or like something that's like quantity, they give me like way more than like I asked for like the same price.
Nice.
What?
That's awesome. Like I wish I had that. I got none of that.
Like big, huge ones for like $1.37.
I get nothing like that. Not even close. That costs me like $5.37.
they charge you extra. Is that what it was? Like, no, absolutely not. They're not giving us extra anything. Like, no. You will pay the price and then some, sir.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Instacart
Donnie,
stuff,
I
man.
would
There have
be
been
so
times I looked on and like they'd be like orange juice would be like $9.50. I'm like, I gotta go
Yes.
grocery. I gotta go
That
start
has
shopping again.
literally never. That is
Like I'm all
not,
about
like,
some convenience, but not that much convenience.
Not that much,
Dear, come on, people.
It gets high.
Yeah. Or like you'll see like 2 ribeyes that you could get in the store for like, even with inflation now, they're like, let's say they're like $23. On the app, they're like $35.
online right
Yes.
now. My box of cereal, $3.
Which one?
Mini wheats.
Mini wheats?
Yeah, mini wheats.
Ew.
Ugh.
What's wrong
Lost
with mini wheats,
respect.
Donnie?
I think everybody
Yeah,
like that sigh you heard around the world was Shaq people
What?
losing respect for Rebecca.
I don't know
Frosted
what
mini
you're
wheats for
talking
me are
about.
$4.98. The regular
yeah,
size. The
no.
family size is $6.38.
Not me. Okay, Honey Nut Cheerios are $4.79.
See, that sounds a lot. I never paid
Really?
damn $5 for Honey Nut Cheerios.
That's at least how much they are in the store. Yeah. My milk is $3.50 or
$4.93.
$3. A different brand is $3. Butter is $2.50.
Oh no, what kind of butter?
Oh, I don't use like real butter. I use plant butter with avocado oil.
Of course. Yeah. Well.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's healthier for you.
My milk is good. A vitamin D milk from the Walmart brand, $2.58.
Okay.
Pretty solid.
Mine's almond milk, so maybe that's why.
Mm.
I don't consume lactose.
So, yeah, I'm having a week. But the games are good. I'm enjoying the games, and yeah, we'll see if I get my money back. I'm gonna get my money back.
You will.
You're gonna get some
I know you will.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna get my money. They don't.
One
they
way
don't.
or another.
They don't want that. They don't want that smoke. Trust me.
I got so mad at Amazon for trying that bullshit me one time because I ordered a chair from my office and they just didn't send it. They were like, all right, we're gonna give, since we fucked up your order, we will give you like a extra month of Prime and some other shit.
No,
They said, just call us back tomorrow
you don't want that.
and we're gonna send you the chair and we'll give you extra month of Prime.
I just thought
call back the next day.
Amazon
Call back
just
the next
like
day.
refunds everything. Like
They
you don't
do.
even. Yeah, they're just like, here's your money back.
Yeah.
I'm
They're like,
gonna
hey,
get
do
to
you
that
want
too.
this? They're like, nah, we don't want that either. You just keep it.
So,
They do that stuff all the
next
time.
day, they act like they didn't have a conversation with me at all. Like, motherfucker, I got receipts. like,
Mhm.
I have pictures of all the conversations. Give me my shit.
Amazon will
they
literally
sent me-
refund anything. Josh just ordered a $1,600 computer the other week, and they kept trying to deliver it like when he was home, but they never actually were delivering it. They're like, we attempted delivery. He's like
Yes.
staring out
They
the
do that
door
too.
like, you did not deliver this. So much that like it kind of got like lost in transit, like sending back to sender, and the sender is not like responding or whatever. And he's like stressing. He's like, should I call my bank? I'm like, just go on Amazon and they will literally refund you. Like, even if it's a third party seller, which it was, like, he just went on the live chat and explained it. And they're like, oh, yep, here's a refund. So sorry about that. Like,
They fight with me.
I got a free sauna that
like
way.
a shit ton of money. You got what?
I got a free sauna.
What?
Yeah.
Sauna.
I have a sauna in my basement over there. If nobody knows, I have a sauna. I told the story, I think, during COVID a couple years ago. I ordered
You
a
get that
sauna.
on Amazon?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
It's
can get it
it's
on
an
Amazon.
infrared sauna. It's just like a little box. I used to love, like, when I was really working out and going to the gym and stuff daily. Going to the sauna was like one of my favorite things to do to relax. And I was trying to get back all into a healthy lifestyle. And I was like, I'm going to get a sauna and just put it in the basement. And I sprung for this one. It was on sale. It was like $1,700 and it was on sale for like $950. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. And I bought it and it was like freight. So it was supposed to be shipped to me and I waited like a month and it never happened. And I like started a case and they're like, yeah, we're checking on it. And then they found it and they're like, we're going to try to deliver it. And it never showed up. And like
Wow.
3 weeks went by and I was like, guys, I've been waiting on this thing for like 2 months. Can you just refund my money? And they're like, we're going to check with the shipper. They check with the shipper and the shipper replies, they're like, yeah, we tried to send it. And I guess it got lost or whatever. We don't have it. They're like, we checked the warehouse and they refunded my money. And then a month later, this truck backs into my driveway and they're like, we have your sauna. And I told them, I was like, no. I was like, this was lost, and they refunded. They're like, dude, we don't care. We have to get rid of it. Like, it's on the truck. This is your sauna now. and I even wrote back Amazon, and they were like, yeah, don't worry about it.
Why would you do? I would literally not even say a word. Like, don't.
I just didn't. I just didn't. I don't know. Conscience. It just didn't feel right, like taking a free
your conscience
sauna.
Is better than mine.
And the
yours
Amazon
is
was
way
just
better.
like, they literally just did not care. They could not have cared less. They were like, and I think the guy was like, hey, he was like, we should have done this better. Just enjoy.
That is less than a penny out of Jeff Bezos's pocket.
That's true. I didn't even think about it like that. You know what?
It cost him more to care.
If I remember correctly, it probably wasn't me. It was probably a lot of my wife. It's probably more that than me.
Her conscience is better than mine.
But yeah, like I was just like, I can't believe I got a free sauna just for like some hassle, just for some effort. Yeah.
I've told Donnie my favorite Amazon story, where I ordered the Stone Cold Steve Austin statue, and when I got it, it was old cold Bill Lambert.
The Gilbert statue.
Like Stone Cold. Yeah, it looked nothing
was
like
the
Stone
wrong
Cold.
one.
No. It's just
It
like
was
some ghetto shit. It just wasn't what was pictured.
Like somebody like it was nothing what was pictured.
We have Stone Cold at home.
Like, hey. Exactly. It's like, hey, I still have it in my house. I'm like, hey, this isn't what y'all supposed to be sending me. They said, yeah, take a picture of it. I sent the picture like, yeah, here's your money back. We're sorry. Here's your money back, and here's some Amazon credit. We're sorry.
That's funny.
No questions asked. Like, nah, this is the Stone Cold.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Good story time, Donnie. Thank you for that.
Mm.
Yes.
From groceries to botched statues.
Free saunas.
Anything I have more stuff to share, but like I'm gonna spread it out over the weeks. Because I think we should get into this week's news because
Let's do it.
Some good stuff.
I'm excited.
Let's do it.
So, a surprise to nobody, there's a Mario Kart bundle, Switch bundle coming for the holidays. It's coming this October. It's the standard model bundle. Correct? It is not the OLED,
correct.
Right?
Yep.
Which is bizarre. Includes a digital version of the game, Neon Red, Neon Blue Joy-Con, 3-month individual membership to Nintendo Switch Online. Shock to nobody.
This has been their standard Black Friday bundle for a few years, right? The Mario Kart bundle.
You'd think they would upgrade it to OLED at this point, though. Like, who's buying the original?
Nah, son.
What is new, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, they introduced 2 Switch Lite Animal Crossing New Horizon bundles. They come with a new Switch Lite design that looks like Animal Crossing and a digital version of the game. For some odd, stupid reason, the Isabel Aloha edition is exclusive to Target stores, and the Timmy and Tommy Aloha edition is exclusive to Walmart stores.
Let me ask you this. These are just the coral and turquoise lights with prints on them,
with a little leaf pattern on the back.
But it's the same color as the ones they had before. It's not a different color.
I think
so. They just had these in a warehouse, and they were like, guys, we've really got to sell these things.
Yeah, I think
just
so.
Stamp Isabel on it.
Yep.
Just draw some shit on there.
Yep.
I was surprised when I saw this because I was like, I just haven't felt any juice for this game in some time. So for them to come out with this now, it's like they should have done this 18 months ago, 2 years ago, right? When people were really into it or still playing it or at least somewhat connected to it. Like they kind of missed the boat.
Listen, you don't know how Delulu the Animal Crossing fandom is right now. They saw this and they're like, oh my God, we're getting more Animal Crossing content, guys. They're so delusional right now. They are like,
wow,
it's bad. It's so bad.
Wow.
It's so bad. It's like desperate times.
That's not a bad deal though. $199, you get the light. It's a special edition. You get the game. Like that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. It is.
I was talking earlier this year, Rebecca, I was talking about like maybe they need to get ready to do some price cuts and, instead of cutting the price on the model across the board, they've just added in a lot of extra value at the same price. And I would imagine that all of these will see discounts at Black Friday as like doorbusters.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'll get one for my niece.
If they've got stock. I bet you'll be able to get one of these for like 180, maybe 175, something like that.
Probably.
Yeah.
There's also a European package for Nintendo Switch Sports. Comes with a game pre-installed and a 3-month Switch Online membership. Sorry, Europe.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's
Nintendo
not even
doesn't
like a...
DS.
Yeah.
When I saw the box, I'm not going to lie to you. I think the game is terrible. But when I saw the box, I got kind of a little excited, thinking that maybe they made like a Nintendo Switch Sports Switch, like an actual, like some sort of design. And I was like, dude, that could be awesome. And then it's just this. I was like, never mind.
Yeah, no, never mind.
Never mind.
They're like, we'll give you the game. I'm still like, can you not give
They
me the
should
game?
give that game. That
Just
game
have
was
to-
terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I say that as somebody who loves Wii Sports, and that game was bad. They've done nothing.
just-
They've ruined one of their better like
Freeware.
new IPs of the last 20 years. They're like
Wii
running it
Sports-
actively into the ground.
Yep.
Yeah. They,
This next news originally broke my heart, but I have since come to terms and feel good about it.
Mm.
In an interview with Tears of the Kingdom director Onuma, says no
Newman.
DLC. What?
I'm sorry. Every time I hear AJ Al-Numa, I always joke Al Newman because that's his name. Sounds like Al Newman, like the
Al
piano
Newman.
player.
Onuma.
Yeah.
Okay. He says there is no DLC or additional content planned for Tears of the Kingdom.
Yep.
At this time, he feels, quote, I've done everything I can to create games in that to create games in that world.
Yeah. That's the quote.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the first place, the reason why we chose this game as a sequel to the previous game is because we thought there would be value in experiencing a new kind of play in that place in Hyrule. Then, if such a reason is newly born, it may return to the same world again, whether it's a sequel or new work. I think it will be a completely new way to play. So I'd be happy if you could look forward to it. I think they have exhausted their ideas for that game, which I was sad about at first. But I would rather them put all of their efforts into a new thing because it took us, 7 years to get a new game in that world with the assets already there. How long is it going to take for something new?
yeah. I agree.
My first question is, do you believe him?
Yeah,
I kind of do.
I kind of don't.
I
I kind
think.
of do. Man,
Well, I mean, I think this means we're not going to get DLC within the next year or two.
Yes. But I still think that there'll probably be something. I imagine there'll be something. Maybe they're saving it for the next system. Maybe it's further out. Maybe it's not going to be very expansive.
expansive.
Yeah, maybe it's going to be like a challenge mode or a trials
Well,
or something.
I think they'll do something like they'll add like master mode for free or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah,
there's
that
going to
stuff
be
I can
like
see. Yeah.
new storylines or new like you
Correct.
know
Yeah.
shrines or whatever like we got the last one. Yeah. No master mode is really like I know a disappointment for a lot of people. Like there's no difficulty setting in this game.
Yep. I would like to believe them, but I can't bring myself. We got DLC for Animal Crossing on 3DS like fucking 6 years later. We got DLC for Breath of the Wild multiple times. We've gotten DLC for Mario Kart. We had DLC for 18,000 years with Smash. I just can't believe that they worked on a game for 6 or 7 years and then they have no plans to release anything at all ever again. Like it just doesn't
And how
fit.
many of those games did they say, yeah, we exhausted our ideas. We're not going to do this. They said nothing for those.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I also just not very trustful of what Anumas. He's lied to us so many times.
I think if nothing else, this is just a warning that you're not getting shit anytime soon.
Yes.
If we are doing something, just
Yeah.
don't think it's going to be within the next calendar year.
That's kind of how I took it. Is they're not going to do anything now, and I guess if they have a new system and they're planning to re-release the game, then I could see some sort of add-on additional content being a add-on to make people buy that game again.
That's probably what you do.
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking.
For the new system.
I think I would be impressed by the restraint if they hold to this. Like if 4 years from now we don't ever hear anything about Tears of the Kingdom again, I would be shocked, actually. Not impressed, shocked. I can't believe it. Zelda games take too long to make. There's too much time in between them for them to just release it and then that be it. In like, again, for their first party games, dude, Luigi's Mansion got like little mini games. Like Nintendo we've been talking about this all year long, Rebecca. Like their directs all year long have been almost DLC focused.
Okay, yeah, the little mini games, sure, whatever. That
stuff.
was free. That was free. It wasn't free, but it was not like I don't think this counts for like things like master mode or like little things. Like I don't know. For a new DLC, I want cast to come back. I want them to explore.
I'm with you. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I'm with you. I know what we want, and I agree with you. I don't think we are getting that. But that's not what he said. He said there's no additional content at this time, and that I don't agree with. I don't believe it. I think there will be.
Okay.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I'm not. Now, I guess, whether or not we believe him or not, I should say this. I'm not particularly bummed about this. I told you this when I beat the game, that barring some sort of significant expansion, I'm not feeling any urge to go back. So if they came out with like, we've added the master cycle or a new item or trials or 10 new shrines, I definitely wouldn't rebuy the game for that. And I don't think I'd go back to play it.
See, I think for me, like my first initial reaction was no, like that sucks. But like I feel like that's just because I've been so primed to like I was expecting DLC, like no doubt in my mind it was gonna happen. Like bummer, now it's not gonna happen. Yeah. But like now, like thinking through it, like this game is so huge. I'm gonna be playing this forever. Like it is already a jam-packed game.
Yeah. No, that I agree with you. Yeah.
Like I don't need more content to take my time up because I'm already still doing stuff in that game. And
we talked about things we didn't even do.
Yeah, I would rather put my efforts into. I would rather them put their efforts into a new world, new title, new story.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you there.
I think I can look at it from a different perspective because I didn't like Breath of the Wild as much as you guys did. I feel like I kind of want to finish this game and go back to Breath of the Wild with the knowledge I know now and see how I feel about it.
Yeah,
I'd love to hear that. Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think this game kind of like opened my eyes to it a little bit more and kind of make me more open to it. Like, because I love this game. This game's fantastic, and I know I'm over 100 hours in. I haven't even touched the surface on a lot of things you can do in the game. So
maybe you would feel differently.
Yeah, maybe knowing what the hell I'm doing now. If I go into Breath of the Wild,
I told him that.
Here you go.
I told him that on PSVG when he first got started. I told my assessment of what Delvin was saying when he first got started with Tears of the Kingdom, how much he was enjoying it, was that the difference between the two experiences, that when he played Breath of the Wild, he didn't have a friend group or a community to bounce questions off of, to learn. Like we had that communal information sharing, like that situational awareness that we were all sharing with each other to learn Breath of the Wild. That wasn't there for him then. And then with Tears of the Kingdom, it was. When he got confused or didn't understand, he would just bounce things off of us. And I think that onboarding made it much easier, because I've always, like, Breath of the Wild, even for people that play open world games, Breath of the Wild is like a different language. You've really got to wrap your arms around how that world works. And it takes, there's an onboarding period. Like there's a learning, gap there. And I don't think if you're willing to get through that, you're going to, I think more often than not, that's the difference between the people that are like, I don't like Breath of the Wild. I think it's that. And I'm not saying not always, but a lot of the time when I see people that quit Breath of the Wild, they quit on it early. And I think it's because of, they're like, I don't know how to stay warm. I don't know where to go. I don't know what, like you haven't really learned the world. You haven't really picked up on the loop yet.
Is that bad game design if you need some kind of social circle to get the game?
I don't think it's bad game design. I think it's intentional. Like, I think that was the part of, like, that's the whole thing, is the breaking traditions, being less hand-holdy. They wanted you. That's why so many of us had such a sense of discovery and exploration, is because we were finding it. So there's a balance there. Like, you have to give people enough to find their way. But I mean, I think they were okay with making a game where they realized not everybody was going to find it.
Yeah, and to be fair, that's kind of what the Dark Souls games do in a way. In terms of, like, you have to figure out the systems, and once you figure out the systems and get into the rhythm of things, you kind of get what you need to do, where you need to go. And I think Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom is the same way, but you got to get invested into the system first. If you're not willing to do that, then it won't catch on with you.
And you need to be in that community to learn boss patterns and tips and tricks and things like that to keep it going. If you're not, like, if you're just trying to, white knuckle your way through Dark Souls by yourself, like, it's probably tough.
Yeah. And before this game, that's kind of the way I play video games. I kind of play video games as a solo experience, not really getting feedback from it and stuff like that. So when now playing Tears of the Kingdom and hearing everybody's experience on it and learning from what they're saying and finding out things, it kind of helps you get better at the game and enjoy it a little bit more.
Yeah, I get it. All right, let's jump into what I think are the two big stories of the week. We never talked about the Switch 2 on this podcast before, so let's dive into it. No, but this is actually, like, tangible. VGC and Eurogamer both talk about how the Switch 2 was shown at Gamescom to developers behind closed doors. Nintendo privately invited developers to show specially prepared tech demos for its next generation games console. They showed an improved version of Switch launch title Breath of the Wild running at a higher frame rate and resolution than the original game did on hardware targeting the new console specs. Also, this doesn't mean, just putting it out there, that Breath of the Wild would be a launch title on the next console. They were just showing it as a tech demo to see what it could do.
Yep.
They show The Matrix Awakens, an Unreal Engine 5 tech demo, originally released to showcase the power of the PS5 and Xbox Series X in 2021, running on target specs for its next console. It is said to be running using NVIDIA's DLSS upscaling technology with advanced ray tracing enabled. Donnie, I can't remember how long ago we talked about that as a potential for the next console. Years. A Brazilian Nintendo blog is reporting that the Switch 2 will have 12 gigabytes of RAM on board, be capable of RTX, and use DLSS 3.1.
Ray tracing.
12 gigabytes. Oh, that's 12 gigabytes of RAM. Okay. And then here's also something that's notable. A new patent from Nintendo has popped up, and it references, this is brand new, I just saw this morning, references a joystick that registers input through a magnetic field that would eliminate Joy-Con drift. Correct. It's extremely similar to Hall effect sticks found in other controllers today. Nintendo, did they listen to feedback about the Joy-Con and say, yeah, we need to fix this shit because we cannot do another generation of stick drift?
Spot on.
What do you guys think? Talk to me.
I'm so excited. Okay, I'll start. Very exciting. Now, a few things. We don't have how this presentation was demoed. We don't know, are they showing a handheld? Is it docked? Is it an actual product? Is it a dev kit? Both outlets were very clear to use at target specs. We don't know what that means. We have no idea what target spec is. So, like, it's running the Matrix Unreal Engine 5 demo. Is it running it at 4K? Is it running it at 1080p? Is on a handheld screen at 800p? We don't know what that means. So
the wording is very intentional. Yeah,
I'm just reserving just a little hesitation from, like, jumping off the deep end. But I will say this, given the smoke that's currently being fanned, this is a significant leap forward. Honestly, twice as far than I expected the next Switch to be, quite honestly. I didn't expect that they would kind of go this forward with perceived power. My impression from like what little specs we have, the capabilities, and the idea of like my knowledge, my limited knowledge on like the Ally and the deck and like portables, I'm kind of thinking that the Switch will be like a Series S in handheld form. I would imagine the screen would probably be 1080p. And that DLSS gets you to some sort of 1440, 600, possibly some games 4K with DLSS, of course, like the upscaling. The AI upscaling will get you to some sort of thing. And I'm very interested in knowing what they call it. Because I'm wondering if they just call like docked like HD, or if they actually start telling you resolution counts. I don't think they will. I think we'll have to wait for Digital Foundry or something to count it. My expectation would be we have a 1080p handheld that docked gets you to 1400 or 1600 that then upscales to 4K would be like my guess. 12 gigs of RAM is 3 times what the Switch has.
Yeah, it's more than what they would need.
It's more than the Series S has. Now, and here's the other thing. If this is like Series S capable, which again, I don't think is like a wild assumption, it'd be very impressive to put this in a handheld form. The Series S pulls like 3 times the power draw that the Switch does. And it gets hot. So like, I'm very interested in like, how big is this Switch?
They might need that
like?
because it's handheld, and it would be pretty bad if it heated up too much.
And I would expect, that's why I say, that's why I bring up that we don't know what the target spec is and we don't know how the demos are running. Because as we know Nintendo, they're not going to just like juice like maybe in handheld, everything is throttled down for battery life, throttled down for heat. You know, like we've seen that with the Switch. The Switch has a ton of overhead and then it gets severely throttled. So like,
also, I think if go ahead, finish that thought.
With DLS enabled, maybe they have something where in portable mode and everything's throttled down, everything's running at 720 and then upscales to 1080, which would be kind of smart. You save battery, you save heat, but you still get the similar performance. You get more frames. DLSS is a powerful piece of technology that Nintendo can leverage against the AMD console makers in Xbox and PlayStation. Like they have a significant leg up in this department. I don't know anything that Nvidia is doing on the mobile market that sounds anything like what this Switch is, but I'm fascinated and like very intrigued to see. Because I mean, this sounds I'm sure it is. I don't think this is saying anything, too knowledgeable, but this sounds like something Nvidia's custom cooking up for Nintendo. And I'm excited. This news sounds great. Again, my biggest takeaway, this next Switch sounds better than I thought it would be. And that's awesome.
Good.
That has me excited.
I was just going to say, though, that I think of any of the information here, that 12 gigs of RAM is like the one to be, I guess, take with a little bit more of a grain of salt than the other, just because it's not coming from VGC and Eurogamer about the demos at Gamescom. That's just coming from some.
My impression from that report is that it's likely that's what they're being told the dev kit has, and dev kits ship with more stuff in than final products all the time. So the dev kit might have 12 gigs of RAM and the Switch might have 8. We don't know. But if I had to take anything away from that, that's what I would take away. Is I think the dev kit probably has 12 gigs of RAM, is capable of ray tracing, and can do DLSS 3. Maybe the actual product has 8 gigs, can't do ray tracing, and then DLSS 2. We don't know.
Yeah.
Why show it to the devs then?
Oh, well, I mean, just dev kits. All dev kits do that. Like, if you like go into the history of dev kits get shipped out before final product allocations are made, and usually all dev kits get shipped with a little more hardware than the final product actually
Why?
has.
Then they're setting the expectation to develop for these features that won't exist.
The reason is a lot of times dev kits are just PC. They don't have like operating tools and systems that are done yet. So like you can make up ground as you better optimize software development kit. Does that make sense?
No.
Yeah.
Let me extrapolate. Let me go into it a little further. So when you send somebody a dev kit like a year or two out, again, I'm just going off of what I've learned. I'm not no fucking expert. Nobody take me at my word on this. When you send out dev kits a year or two early before you release, you'll usually put in a little extra hardware because it makes it a little easier to get games up and running because you don't have the final hardware set. So they're not optimizing the game for that SKU yet. So giving them a little extra RAM, a little extra storage, a little extra speed just helps them make the game faster. And then when you actually say,
They can always
this
bring
is
it
our
down.
final config, then they actually go in and they go, okay, if we tweak here, we can save this. If we tweak here, we can save that. That's the leg up that the Switch will have on the Steam Deck and the Ally and anything else that comes out, because those games aren't being tweaked for that hardware. You're just running a PC version of the game at like the lowest settings you can.
Yeah. Okay.
The Switch will actually have, they'll go in and they'll be like, hey, if we cut the texture down, if we cut the texture of the shadows in half, we can gain 10 FPS. Like they'll actually go in and optimize for the hardware.
Which
Okay.
is cool.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a good sign that things are happening. There's smoke. I think next year is the year.
I wanted to say this, wasn't that long ago. Rebecca and I were trading messages and we were thinking of just not doing Shaq. And like, I just fold all my Nintendo news into PSVG Weekly. Rebecca go off and continue dominating the world as a streamer.
Terrible goddamn.
Delvin was absolutely against this idea. And the biggest part of me not wanting to do this was this. I kept telling Rebecca, I kept thinking to myself, I told Delvin, I was like, dude, they're about to launch a new console. Well, we cannot, we can't bow out of Shaq now. There's a new console coming. This is the most exciting part of the time. You talked
me back into it.
It's hard to get. It's hard in those waning Wii U days and the waning Switch days. It can get a little rough, get a little challenging. You're like, man, there's just nothing to talk about. What are we doing this every week for? But then, man, they're gonna show us a commercial of a new Switch soon, and we are going to have an impromptu Shaq stream at like 12 o'clock, like midnight on a Thursday, losing our ever-loving minds. This is the hype train for Switch was so exciting, and Wii U and 3D and like all of the things. Every time Nintendo introduces new technology, I get so excited, and I'm already feeling, if you can't tell it, like I was just combing through all this stuff and I was like, man, this sounds awesome. Like I hope and the reason I bring up Series S is a great console. And like in the article, I believe the VGC one, they made mention that like the games are running, or no, it was the one we talked about last week, Rebecca. We had that report from the developer who was like, yeah, Final Fantasy is running on it and it looks like PS5. When I hear it's looking like PS5 in my head, Series S. Series S looks like Series X. If you're looking at the screen from 4 feet away, you really don't notice a whole lot of difference. You've got to be really close and you got to be really paying attention to be like, okay, it's not 4K. It doesn't have as good shadows. Most people don't notice. Most people don't care.
I wouldn't.
So if it has Series S like capabilities and the developers are customizing for the Switch's whatever weird DLSS config it has, this could be very special, because my biggest issue with the Switch has always been performance. I don't like playing games at 30, and the Switch doesn't even have a lot of like good 30. It has a lot of bad 30. This could be a night and day difference. We're talking about like if what we're hearing is true, 60 like almost right out of the gate, and like I couldn't give them more money fast enough. Like I couldn't at that point, I don't really care what it costs. I'm sure we should take bets at some point, or at least I don't think Nintendo can sell a console that costs more than $400. Do you guys?
No.
I don't think it's recommended, but
I kind of think what they're saying, if that rings true, I'm thinking $499 also might be the price.
Yeah.
They might have maybe they do like a Wii U thing where they have like a really toned down $399 model, but then the model that you really kind of want is maybe $499. I could see that actually being the thing.
I think the toned down $399 model is the Switch. And this one is the one for everybody who wants the
maybe
high res.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think This sounds impressive. Like
I would
when
be
I
a
heard the
sucker.
Matrix Awakens demo was running, I'm like, holy fuck yeah, because I love that demo. I hope it becomes a game. I've been saying that for the longest. So if they can get that running on this new Switch, I am excited.
Oh, Nick splits the difference, and just seeing the price, like
That
it
sounds
really,
like a Nintendo thing.
it really does. That like just seeing the
Yes.
digits, you're like, damn, he's got it. That nailed it. $449.
Yes, Nick clearly plays The Price is Right.
Oh boy. Yeah. Next year. Start saving.
I'm excited for it.
I've got my Nintendo box. Put all my stickers on it.
Lord knows I don't need another handheld console, but
I do.
goddamn, I'm gonna have another one.
Give me another one.
I love my
Yeah.
handhelds. We got some rumors swirling for a upcoming Nintendo Direct. We know there's always a fancy, shiny September Nintendo Direct. We've got Pioro, you know that little WarioWare penguin bird, the little
Mhm.
red kind of this Pioro guy. He shows up every once in a while. He has a pretty good track record. He's calling out all the fake leakers who are trying to like build off of his rumors, and he's like, delete your account if you're wrong. So he's coming out and is teasing. He was teasing things like Donkey Kong, F-Zero, more about that Princess Peach game, which is easy to do. So once he starts teasing all of that stuff, other fake leakers are like, oh yes, like here's what it's gonna be, and he's like, wrong. Can I say what they're really gonna be like,
Yeah.
according to this leak?
I think that's
so
fine.
close
course.
your ears if you don't want to hear about these potentially real leaks. It's not going to be a real Donkey Kong game, guys.
How dare
He's
you.
saying it's going to be a Mario versus DK game.
Why does everybody hate these games? I love these games.
It's not that everybody hates those games, it's that they want Donkey Kong.
I know, I do too, but I actually do. I'm not going to go over crazy about it, but I have always enjoyed Mario versus Donkey Kong games. I actually loved the one on Wii U. I played
Good,
it.
they'll sell
probably-
one copy.
Wow.
Also,
Okay.
some unfortunate news for F-Zero fans. Not going to be a new F-Zero game. It's going to be F-Zero 99. I'm personally more excited for that than an F-Zero game. I
I'll
would
try
not
it.
buy an F-Zero game. I would play the heck out of F-Zero.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy if
Okay.
it was a remake of GX or whatever. I wouldn't buy it. If this is, I'll play it. If it's on NSO or whatever, yeah, I'll try.
Because they're taking Pac-Man 99 off the shelf, and they are sticking F-Zero 99 on the shelf.
Before we got the like confirmations of what the rumors meant, I was kind of hoping it was Donkey Kong 99, and I was really excited. I'm not gonna like old school arcade Donkey Kong 99. I was like, this sounds awesome. And then I was a little let down. He was like, it's gonna be Donkey Kong versus Mario. But I'm excited to see that series come back. Mainly for this. I wish Nintendo made more like indie versions of their property games. Like they used to do this
Me
on
too.
3DS a lot. Mario versus Donkey Kong is a really good example of this. And I wish they would get back to doing that. Like the little Kirby games, the little spin-offs, not too much. Like we had the Pokemon Quest that I really liked. They have such great IP. I like it every year when they have one or two $20 games. Like I really like that. And I hope that that's what this is. I mean, I don't think you can sell Mario versus Donkey Kong for $60. So I imagine it's going to be a budget title.
It'll be a cool 40.
Ooh, that's a lot for Mario versus
Maybe
Donkey Kong.
50.
But I would buy it. I think it'll be 20 or $29.99. Probably 20. I'd bet it $19.99.
Okay.
We'll see.
He's also teasing a little bit about that Princess Peach game. He put a little peach emoji and a ninja emoji. I'm excited to learn more about this game. I think it's going to be pretty
Same.
cool. Also, most recently, Pioro was all like, there's going to be a remake of a DS game and of a Wii game. Is this your question, Donnie? Want to know what we would choose?
So this game is leaked. He's also said what this is. I'm not going to say it. I don't think most people know that these games. I don't know these games. I don't think most people do. They're kind of obscure Japanese games. Not that you shouldn't be excited. I think people that are excited are. But before I saw these leaked last night, I wanted to ask, barring like I'm sure every podcast this week is guessing what they are. We already know what they are. So My question to you is, instead of doing that, you're being told that Nintendo's going to announce a remake of a DS and a Wii game that's somewhat connected, or a franchise or a series. What would you want it to be? That's what I thought was more interesting. If you could choose whatever, what would your guess be?
These are like the two
My answer's
consoles I
always
really
Star
don't
Fox.
care about.
Star Fox? I mean, that's a good answer.
That's always my answer.
Star
That's
Fox.
always my one. Give me Star Fox back, please.
When I first saw the first cryptic tweet, I swear I was like, that's Fire Emblem. Of course it is. I was like, it's got to be Fire Emblem. And I'm sad to report that it's not. But my guess for this question, Rhythm Heaven.
Oh, I didn't know that was a DS game. I would do Rhythm Heaven, and then for a Wii game, I could just put Mario Galaxy 2 on there finally.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That's a good one.
That would be nice.
I don't think I have any DS games that I would care about that much.
You think they'll ever get the full HD Mario Galaxy remake collection? No.
Nope.
Yeah. When do you think this is happening?
Next week.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? You got an idea?
Wednesday.
If it's Wednesday, do you just want to come PSVG?
Yeah.
We'll just take over the show.
Yeah,
No
sure.
point in waiting till
Yeah.
Sunday. It'll be forever
We already
old
have
by the time Sunday.
Shaq on the show anyway.
We just make Dev listen to us. We'll just
Yeah,
talk about
that'd be
Shaq
better.
for 2 hours while he
Yeah,
sits
okay,
there.
let's do it. Let's do it.
If he shows up, you know him.
Oh, Kyle brings up a good point. Wednesday is Pokemon Scarlet Violet DLC day.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Tuesday?
I wonder if they could maybe. I feel like that doesn't stop it from being this week. I feel like if they do it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they do a good old reminder. Maybe not like a full.
That's what I was
trailer,
thinking.
but, like-
Tuesday, you throw in a DLC plug and you just kind of get out in front of it and you get the news ball rolling. You get everybody talking about Switch and Switch games and Donkey Kong and Pokemon DLC. Just get everybody going to the shop, looking at things.
Yeah. Yeah, good point.
And XPS says, watch it be Thursday. They're like, here's Pokemon news, and now nobody will talk about it.
Woo!
That's
Great.
pretty smart.
Yeah, I'm excited. I love and hate when these directs start getting leaked because it's like I want to eat up the information, but then also it like kind of makes the direct a little bit less enjoyable because it's like, oh, we already knew that.
Yeah. It's we've talked about this for years. You can't be this connected as we are and not like you're going to see those things. You can try your best but you will. So like I get it.
He did tease what could be the one last thing, and I think he said I'm not gonna like reveal what that is to like keep it a surprise.
Nice. And even that's my biggest thing is, at least, this is a personal thing with me. The way that I've always looked at it is I don't mind the lack of a surprise because I'm always surprised by seeing it. Seeing a new Mario versus Donkey Kong is way more important than just knowing that it's there. Like we don't know anything about it. We don't know what it looks like. We don't know what it could be. Like seeing it is more important.
I think there's some exceptions to that. What if like Metroid Dread was like somebody spoiled that, oh, Metroid 5 actually exists? Like that would have taken away from that reveal.
Maybe. I'm not that into Metroid. But like, especially with Nintendo, more so with Nintendo, we deal with this constantly. There's always a rumor that there's another Donkey Kong game or a Star Fox Grand Prix, or like there's so many, like it's so easy to do because of their IP is so noticeable, so
I feel like I have to see it first before I believe it.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Like I'll believe it when I see it. Like when it's out there and they're like, hey, here it is. Then I'm like, okay, now it's time to get excited.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. And I just feel like in the social media world, more and more, it's harder and harder to keep things like this under lock and key. I've heard people talk and discuss that like even Nintendo doesn't let developers know when their games are going to be in the direct, trying to lock them up. That's like, I'm not sure if you guys remember, but a few years ago, Jeff told me that Ori was coming to Switch. And I tried teasing it a little bit, and there was a direct.
He told us that after the podcast that we had him on about Mario.
Was that his first one or his second one he came on with us?
The first.
But yeah, I think it was the first one. And he told us, he was like, hey, Ori's coming to Switch. And I lost my ever loving mind because everybody knows I love that game. And it was the direct was like the next week. It was like 2 days later. And I was 100% sure. He was 100% sure that Ori was there, and it wasn't. It showed up like 2 months later. And that's because like the developers know that they have the game and it's coming to Switch, but even Nintendo doesn't let them know that they're in this direct or not, you know? So I just feel like if you're going to be online, if you're on Twitter following gaming news, this is like the trade-off that comes with that. Like, unless you're just not in the thing, if you're not podcasting, you're not YouTubing, you're not tweeting, you're not Redditing, then you can just watch a direct and be surprised like you were when you were 11. But I just feel like if you're doing all this stuff, you can't do that anymore. Or like the expectation of that surprise can't be the same expectation. But I do like it when they do sneak something in there that you weren't expecting, you know, obviously. And I think most directs every show, you may know a few things, but there's always something you didn't know was coming.
True.
Yeah.
All right. A couple quick headlines before we get into this week's questions. Feral Interactive announced a Company of Heroes collection for Switch. A release is planned for this fall. I have never heard of that before.
It's a famous, like, well-known PC RTS game. The Switch is getting like crazy with the RTS stuff. I don't know where all this is coming from, but apparently people are buying it because we just keep getting more. We're getting Roller Coaster Tycoons and Civ and Company of Heroes. Like, it's kind of interesting.
Too.
And yeah, that is like, I've played Company Heroes. I don't buy them all. I couldn't think of, like, if you were to ask me, Donnie, come up with 10 franchises that you think would be the worst fits on Switch, Company of Heroes would come to mind. Like, that would be one of them.
Wow.
So I was just stunned when I saw this. I was like, I can't believe they're doing this. But hopefully it's really good. That'd be great.
I don't even know.
Good. Okay. Hope there's
Company
an audience
Heroes
there.
and Switch doesn't even like compute.
Yeah, right? Like, that's why I wrote it down. I was like, this doesn't even make sense, man.
They're not the
I'll have
same
to check it
audience.
out. Nintendo and Niantic, Pokemon Go guys, have released a browser-based Pikmin AR game. It's available for camera-equipped mobile devices and tablets. It's a free game, challenges players to locate AR Pikmin in their home or immediate surroundings. What data are they collecting on us? That's my question.
Everything.
They want to find out the layouts of your house.
That's
They
right.
wanna
Let me
find
see
out-
what you got in your on your nightstand.
I don't know
your
why this
bedside
couldn't have
table.
just been a Pikmin Bloom feature.
Do you remember 3DS AR games? Like, there was like the
Vaguely.
Pokemon one where you'd whip up your 3DS and you'd have like the camera and you would see like a Pokemon just like in your house or in your yard or whatever.
Yes.
That's essentially what this is. I
Very skeptical of this.
went to the QR code, you scan it with your phone, it just opens up in your browser and you give it your camera. And then I looked at my desk here at my here where I sit, and they're just like little Pikmin embedded into my desk. You just like flick them up and you collect them. And I did that for about 90 seconds. And I was like, I never want to do this again. And I just turned it off. But I was just interested that this even happened.
So we got all the data we need on Donnie.
They're collecting data. That's what this is. It's not a game. They're
Well, the thing I wanted to
harvesting
bring up,
your information.
we heard the rumor last week that the new Switch has a camera. So are they looking to get back into, are they thinking of doing some of this stuff? Do you think maybe, is this,
No.
Probably.
why do you think the thing has a camera? Let's just start there. Why does it have a camera?
Why does the next Switch have a camera?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The best thing I could come up with is that maybe they want to tie some of their mobile things into like console things. A lot of their mobile stuff has AR type of crossover, or maybe they were just coming up with a weird, wacky new game that they need a camera, for you to be able to do. I don't know, but like, I'm interested in knowing why.
I
they
liked the
decided to put a
camera in
on
the
it.
Wii U with like certain games. You could like take a little, like you could take a picture of yourself and it would use it as like the little avatar,
Yeah.
like when you were playing multiplayer games. Like that was cool.
Yep. But do you think they'd put you're right. I don't think that, like, they've got to have a reason that they're putting the camera in, like, because that's an expense.
Yeah.
That's going to raise the
know.
price of the console. Like, I'm very
That's a good
interested to know
question.
why they want to put a camera on it.
They might be trying to make it more of like a home entertainment device that can do more than just play games. I feel like Nintendo has been trying to brand that we're not a gaming company, we're an entertainment company. They're trying to make this a home device, not a gaming console.
In my head, I was like, I wonder if you could use it for streaming.
I was thinking that for a second too.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I was going to ask you.
It'd be kind of weird.
And I was wondering, because in my head, I was like, well, I'm assuming the camera's on the back of the device. I was like, so do you dock it like in reverse? You know, like, and I'm also thinking like they use cameras in Mario Kart Live.
Yeah.
They use the camera in Labo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they must be thinking, they must have something like that. I think that they're kind of working on. And I just don't know what or where.
Yeah.
Pokemon, maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah. You mean Pokemon Go on your phone? I mean, on your Switch?
That wouldn't work.
I like Rebecca, her immediate crunchy face. I was like, Pokemon Go on Switch? She was like, oh. That's kind of how I feel too. Yeah. It was reported a lot. I just didn't hear anybody really talk about it. And I was like, that's something. Like, if it actually does have a camera, that's interesting because I don't know what the application could be. I'm wondering, like, are they going to try to do AR gaming things? Like they tried to dabble with VR?
You know how it's become like a meme for people to take their 3DS to a music concert and like hold it up and like record the concert. Like, I'm going to take my Switch to the next Taylor Swift concert. Bust open that camera, record. We're playing All Too Well 10-minute version.
Yeah, I wonder if it's front facing. The Wii U,
I believe it would be front facing
and not the other way. So if it was front facing, so like Wii U, you could play. They had an app on Wii U where you could video call somebody. And in my head, I was wondering, like, if they had a front facing camera, could you connect your Switch account to Discord and like be talking to somebody? Like, or have streaming like on Discord from the Switch itself.
So what? Are you gonna just be
all of this sounds
your Switch like up to like
too...
face level? I hold my Switch like this. I don't go like this. Like, I'm gonna be playing and like no.
None of this sounds Nintendo at all. So I'm like, why do they have the camera? Why is it here? I'll just be stupid. It's like you can just take a photo for your Nintendo profile and like that's it. That's all we ever use it for. They put like this whole thing in there.
No, but then they would never do that because then you're gonna have people with penises as their profile picture.
Good point. Very good point. That's a solid point. I didn't even you're right. We absolutely will. The penises will take over. So,
oh my god.
I don't know why there's a camera. I don't know why there's a camera.
I'm scared.
The penises will take over.
And this is the rule of the internet, man.
All over your Switch.
You've been on the internet.
You're gonna go on your friends list online. It's just gonna be all
like a lot.
You're gonna get splatted by someone in Splatoon, and their profile icon's gonna come up.
Splatted,
like boobs.
Splatted, huh?
Oh my God. Brings a whole new meaning to Splatfest.
It does. I don't think it's a whole new meaning to Splatfest.
I guess it's the real meaning.
Yeah, we're just getting back to roots, man.
Nintendo is gonna immediately pull these off of the shelves. Nintendo's pulling out, guys.
Also, bad phrasing.
Yes.
Gargoyles Remastered releases on October 19th.
It looks good. It actually does. Yeah, did you see the trailer?
No. Yeah, it looks awesome.
I never played the old game, but it looks fantastic. I was like, this looks really good.
But I loved all the Disney Afternoon games. They were excellent. So
I watched the cartoon.
Pretty cool. Cartoon was great too. Cartoon was super dark.
It was. Yeah. So I don't know if I'm going to buy it. Maybe one day on a sale or anything. Like, I'm not too, out there, but I thought it looked good. Maybe one day.
All those eras of the SNES, NES, Disney games were fantastic.
We've had a few of these, right?
Darkwing Duck one. Yeah, we had a bunch of
Lion King.
DuckTales, Darkwing Duck,
was on a
Aladdin
combined package.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I think it looks pretty good. It's a good time right before Halloween.
Yeah.
So
Gargoyles is a great series. Y'all should watch it. I really should watch it. It's really good.
that's a good cartoon.
Okay.
If you like Batman the animated series, you'll like that one.
Right.
Hit us with some questions. We have a lot of them. We're gonna just like boom, boom, boom. We're gonna go through.
You get talking about Switch 2 and the people show up. Don Rob writes in, what do you think Mario Wonder's Metacritic score will be?
92.
87.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be high. I would go with the 90. I think it's gonna be really high. I'm just tangent. I'm so excited. Like there's so many more previews, and like the more and more I watch, like I'm very, very excited for this game.
Good. That's great. I'm happy for you.
John 32. Does Delvin play Splatoon? Does he
Absolutely.
multiplayer Splatfest? Given recent comments.
None of the above. I think we talked about it on here. I want to play Splatoon for the story mode, and Rebecca told me the story mode sucks, so I won't be playing Splatoon.
I thought the story mode was pretty good. Oh. I thought the story mode was pretty good.
Story mode was better than it was for the first two games.
I agree. But I think the story mode in 2 and 3 are both good. But if I had to pick one, place 3. 3 story mode's fun.
Yeah, it is. It is very
It's
good.
worth buying the game just for that. I
Okay,
100.
so
I
that's
can get mine. You'll play that story mode for 10 hours. A lot of content.
Okay.
Josh Jepson, with the new rise of 2D and 2.5D RPGs, do you think Pokemon could ever return to its roots and bring back 2D sprites? I think now is a really good time for it.
No, but I wish that is my dream. That is my hopes and wishes for the Pokemon world.
I want nothing but a 2D HD Pokemon game.
Man, that would be sick.
Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, 2D HD. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want that for Pokemon, and I want that for top-down Zelda, just because I
Gold.
feel like sprite work, like it ages better. It's pretty. It doesn't have ugly, like awkward models.
A 2D HD Link to the Past. It's like a remake. 100%.
That game's already perfect.
It is, but I'd totally buy it again.
Yeah, me too.
For $70, Nintendo.
I would 100%.
100%.
I could see an indie studio making their own version of a 2D Pokemon game before.
For sure.
Get one.
Yeah.
Like a really good one.
I just feel like kids don't like the sprite work. Like they don't like that art style. I think Pokemon will not do it because they want to sell it to everybody, and us old people are like stuck in the old times, and then they wouldn't do it.
But see, the thing is, us old people have money.
Yeah.
So they should try to
True.
cater to us a little bit.
I do think the
real.
visual style, I mean, we saw with the recent comments from the director of Sonic, right? I don't think they think
that was
you can sell a game like that I think when they see a game that looks retro, they think cheap. You can't sell that for more than $20 or $30.
Yeah. Good point.
If they made a 2D HD Pokemon game, 30 million copies would be sold at $60 because the IP is so strong. I don't think you can do that with everything. You can't be doing that with like Donkey Kong. I don't think people would buy it.
No.
You could do it with Pokemon and Zelda though. 100%.
Sure.
A 2D, like an I've always wanted I've said this before, like Nintendo does in Odyssey. There were like these really vibrant but pixel versions of like Mario. We saw this like NES remix and stuff. I've just wanted a Nintendo like modern retro Mario game ever since seeing those things. And I would buy one for
like
$60.
Me too.
I think those IPs you can always sell. They're just that powerful, but not everybody has that luxury. Nick says, should Nintendo just call this the Switch Pro or Plus and just keep selling Switches? I presume he means the regular Switch, as long as possible, like the PS2. He says, if it ain't broke.
Yes.
Yes, for no other reason than to break the record for most consoles sold.
I agree. I would say for no other reason than, I didn't even say this earlier and I was thinking about it. I don't know what Nintendo's going to do with all that power. What is Nintendo going to do with 3 more times the RAM?
They don't have to use it.
I think the games that they make, for the most part, they can probably have a long crossover generation if they want to. We saw this with like 3DS a little bit. But most notably, you saw this with PS2, where games are still shipping on PS2 for years. I think you could probably do that with Switch if they wanted to.
They should do that with Switch.
I don't think 3D. I don't think third parties want to do that at all, and I think that's why you'll see them cut over, because they want to move everybody to new platforms so they can, port and re-release and post all their. Because if this Switch is literally in this ballpark current gen, the amount of ports that Switch 2 is going to get super fast is going to be
Incredible.
It's everything.
All,
like there's so many people.
All ports.
So many people are going to be buying and rebuying games they already own on Switch.
I don't want to do that.
To play them portably. If it's going to get Final Fantasy and Tomb Raider and Call of Duty and Madden, and people are just be buying those things off the shelves.
Oh,
Here
stuff like
comes
that, sure.
Resident Evil 7.
Yeah,
Cartridge
Resident
edition.
100, all the Capcom, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, exactly. All those
I would
games.
do it.
All the stuff
Baldur's Gate.
that was all the stuff that was cloud only is probably going to be on. Here we go. You can
Yep,
download
here we
it
go.
now.
Yep. My cats just had a moment.
Oh, we didn't hear it.
You didn't hear that? They just
I heard it.
Thanos each other
I
right here off
didn't.
the side of me.
I thought it was a ghost.
I believe this is Hey Baron. He writes 90s basketball. That's the question.
No, you asked what should we
Yes.
talk about.
Oh.
And he
So
said
Rebecca,
90s
who's your
basketball.
favorite 90s basketball player?
What year did Allen Iverson start?
I think he's 90s, right? Like 98,
Allen
99, I think,
Iverson.
was.
99?
Good answer.
Hell yeah.
We'll allow it. Close enough.
Yes.
Thank you.
Delvin, got anything to say about 90s basketball?
Of course, Shaquille O'Neal. We already know that. Shaquille O'Neal
Yeah, I
is the
know.
best basketball player ever.
Just
So
I
that is
just meant
always gonna
like
be my answer.
I was going a little more elaborate. You have any words on 90s basketball?
It's awesome.
It is pretty-
My favorite era of basketball. I have
Back when America's
I
dream
played-
team actually dominated, unlike our team that just got
Yes.
bounced by Germany.
Yeah, that was bad. They need to actually send the dream team back over there. it's looking rough out there. They're like, this is looking like back when we originally started the dream team. We're like, U.S. is getting their butt kicked in the Olympics.
It looks like Canada's about to win. Like, Canada's going to win the FIBA.
I think so.
I think the Olympic Games, I think this is going to be a pretty stellar team.
It should be.
I think LeBron's going to join it, and I think it's going to be like his last one. And I think everybody's going to pop out for this one. It's going to be exciting.
That'll be dope.
Yeah. Joe
I'm
says,
playing 2K now for the 90s and 2000s eras, by the way.
oh yeah?
Yeah.
Did you start a team?
Yes.
Do you play fantasy or do you just pick the team?
In the eras mode, I picked the team. I picked the what did I pick? I have two of them actually started. I started the 2000 Lakers with Kobe and Shaq, and I started the 90s Orlando Magic with
Nice.
Shaq and Penny.
Oh, John says Canada got bounced by Serbia. Man.
Grand opening, grand closing.
Joe says the next Switch sounds very powerful compared to what we've been playing. So my question to you is this: what do you think Nintendo will do with all that extra RAM, that extra power? I love this. He says, Breath of the Wild size Metroid game, MMO Mario.
Absolutely nothing.
Yes.
They will prevent
A
it
long
from
time
overheating.
ago.
They'll use 30%
A long
of
time
it.
ago. A great rapper who turned to a terrible person said, "No one man can have all that power."
I love that he wrote the word. He actually wrote down MMO Mario. That's incredible.
Wow.
What a great
So,
band name.
I wish I could live with that optimism.
You're going to come get your flat 2D Kirby game and you're going to like it.
Yes, several of
That's
those.
what's going to happen. You better come get this damn 2D Yoshi. $70.
We're due for a new Yoshi game. The last Yoshi game was Yoshi's Crafted World in what,
And it was
2018?
Mid.
It was mid. We're due. We are
It was
due.
not very good.
We're due for
Do you
good
think all of
Yoshi.
their games will go 70? Will they just match what everybody else is doing?
Eventually.
Yeah. No, I mean like with the new system.
Go what?
Most of them.
70. All their games will be $70.
Oh, no.
Whoa. I think that's a hot take because I would expect that they would just match. Because
I
everybody
don't
else is
think
at
all of
70
them
now.
will be. Yeah. I think Mario will be. Zelda
I mean,
will
like
be, Metroid.
the norm, their normal price will be $70. I'm sure they'll work in, a couple 40s and 20s here and there, but like the normal price will be $70.
The main games.
Yeah, the main game.
I think if it's Switch 2 exclusive, yes.
Yeah, probably. I agree. Don Rob asked the same question. What's your predicted Metacritic score for Mario Wonder?
He did it. He did it up here too.
Yeah, and he says also, Rebecca, your grammar complaint had made me pause buying Sea of Stars. That would really irk me.
Don, buy it. Just buy it. It'll irk you.
Yes,
It'll irk you, but buy it anyway. Play it anyway. It's worth it.
If you've got Plus or Game Pass, you can try it before you buy it.
that's correct.
It'll irk you, but it does. Just do it.
I didn't write. I forgot who.
It was
I think
Kyle.
Kyle. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Since football season has started, how many touchdowns is Link capable of throwing if you play quarterback? My question is, does Link play quarterback?
No, the Link. In what world have you seen Link have a good throwing arm?
Link's
He
throwing is
doesn't.
terrible.
That was my first thought, but then I also remember he does throw the boomerang and he throws spears. Like he
But
throws
both
stuff,
they throw well.
but
Yeah,
he
that's
can't
not
throw
a
bombs to
quarterback
save his
arm.
life.
Have you seen
Exactly,
the
that's
way
the
that he
problem.
throws the bright blue
Yeah, he's
seeds
like-
that weigh like this much? It
Yes.
goes like 2 feet in front of him.
Yeah, I'm with you.
He is not playing quarterback
I'm with you.
at all. Also, he is lanky. He
Yeah.
is not bulky.
He's
He's
more of
not
like a-
making the football team.
he's
I'm
more
sorry.
like a figure
He's
skater.
Water boy. He's water boy.
Yes.
Can he play receiver? Is he fast? Kind of fast.
He doesn't have good stamina, so I mean, he's
True.
fast in short bursts.
Can't jump. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that works. So 0 touchdowns. Kind of
I think this Link is more equipped for baseball.
I could see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a good swing and
Oh,
fast
Nick
and short
again.
bursts to get to the base.
he's a kicker.
What does he kick?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I like it. I think that fits.
Yeah.
That's
just
better
looks
than
like a
anything
kicker.
He has
else.
no arm.
Yeah,
He just looks like a
better.
kicker, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he
yeah.
does.
I'll take it.
Okay. Hobik says, if the next Nintendo system is actually backwards compatible with Switch, do you realistically expect to see a performance boost in Switch games on the new system? Food for thought. The GBA, DS, 3DS, Wii, and Wii U all achieve backwards compatibility by reconfiguring the active hardware when old games were launched.
No.
I'm inclined to say
I think it'll
no.
probably run better. Yeah, I think it'll probably run better. But I don't know if it would actually be improvement too much.
I think
noticeable.
that. Maybe
I'm
it's
inclined to
Google
say no.
FPS.
Because Nintendo, I mean, we've seen with their other releases, like they seem to philosophically believe like trying to keep the game as it was intended. The only thing that gives me pause, especially when you compare it to these systems of the past, is these systems of the past weren't like in a world where other systems were offering upgrades. So I could see Nintendo like having a performance version of Tears of the Kingdom. And my guess is that they would probably sell that patch like PlayStation does. So like you could play your Tears of the Kingdom, or if you wanted to like boost it, whatever, like maybe there's like an upgrade fee or something. But again, I don't know how much we can extrapolate from GBA or Wii U or Wii, because this wasn't really commonplace then. It is commonplace now. When you bought a Series X, all of your games ran better. When you bought a PlayStation 5, you could buy the PS5 version of the game at a cheaper price, and it just ran better. So I could see Nintendo looking at that as a source of revenue. Now, I agree, though, is not very Nintendo. So that's why
I think something as recent as Tears of the Kingdom, they could do something like that. I don't think that anything really older would. I think at most, like if you're trying to play Breath of the Wild on the next Switch, like it'll have like a stable frame rate, things like that. But I don't think they're gonna go out of their way to touch it and make it better. Yeah.
I would think anything that they like. Sorry, I'm not sure if you guys are hearing that. Anything that like they want to resell, like if they're going to try to sell a DX version of something, I would hope that they would offer an upgrade fee, like an upgrade path to upgrade your game if you already own it.
Yeah, they'll do that for Smash. They'll do that for maybe Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah.
Kate says, Nintendo has been sprinkling in a lot of remasters during this year's Directs. Do you think we will see more of this week? What would you like to see?
Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door remastered.
That's a good one.
That's a great one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I would like to see that too. I agree. I do think we'll see one. If I had to guess what would be there, I think it would be another one of the Metroid games. You've been told that
that
those
too.
are coming.
I have that on Fantasy Critic. I need it before the end of the year, please. Thank you.
I would imagine that one of the Prime games would come.
Shadow Drop. Give me those points.
Dylan?
My choice is always Star Fox. I'm trying to think of something different that I would like to play on Switch. Maybe the Kid Icarus game that was on 3DS would be cool.
That'd be a whole remake. That'd be awesome, though.
Yeah, give me a straight remake of Uprising. That's the name of it.
Did you like that?
Yeah, I actually played
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, my son bought it a couple years back, and I tried like, oh, this is actually really cool.
Made my hand
I
hurt.
enjoyed it.
Elvin will buy the one copy that it sells.
Yes.
Now it's both of us. You're buying one copy. TJ, with our final question. With Anuma sounding like he's ready to move on from Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, what do you think that means for the next Zelda game? Back to traditional non-open world? Do you think this means we'll see the Wind Waker Twilight Princess ports sooner?
Yes, for that second part, I think probably that gives breathing room for the Wind Waker port. My hope and dream is for Grezzo to be working on an original top-down game. I feel not so optimistic.
We've got to get back. We've got to get another 2D Zelda at some point.
I think we will.
I would think Link Between Worlds would come over. I've thought that ever since seeing the Link's Awakening engine.
Yeah, but I've played that. I want a new
I know. But I have to think that that'll come over.
That makes sense.
Yeah. G-Man in the chat says he wants a Fire Emblem, GameCube, and Wii. Yeah, I do think those were bound to be remade at some point. I don't know. It's a hot take. I don't think they're going away from open world Zelda.
I don't either.
Made them too much money. Too popular.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they go away from this. They go away from the design of this Hyrule open world, but I think they're going to keep doing open world Zelda.
It's going to take forever for the next game.
Maybe.
I would love Gold and Gray.
I would love for them to take the engine and the assets that they have, make a traditional Zelda game in an open world. Like get away from all of the grind stuff and just like make awesome dungeons and stories and trade quests and NPCs.
That's what I want.
And characters. Just do that instead.
Yes.
So it's not about building. It's not about crafting. It's not about surviving. It's about playing a Zelda game just in the giant world. Make Skyrim. Do that. But I don't think they're going to go away from the open world. I don't think we're going to see. I mean, I guess it could be wrong, but I don't think we're going back to Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess. I don't. Yeah. That's why ports are there. Like, I don't think that's happening.
I would think they would have someone in place to kind of like as a successor to keep making these games because it's made a lot of money. It's the most popular game right now. So why would you stop it when it's still going and still being super successful?
And it's not just that it's successful, it's that it crushes like the series of past successful, like success-wise. Like this is at a whole new level. Zelda's never been this mainstream, this popular, this profitable ever. Like Zelda is on Mario levels and it's never been there before. I don't think they want to take it away. I don't think they want to get away from that anytime soon.
So why would you be like?
I agree.
All right, I'm done with doing this.
Yeah, like the
That's
idea of
what-
them coming back with like here's a Twilight Princess like Zelda game, like a 12-hour campaign Zelda game. I don't think that's it at all. Or even not even just hours. It could be 100 hours. I don't care. But like just a linear 3D Zelda game, I would be surprised.
The death of
I
my
think they could do
favorite
it.
franchise.
I think they could do it, but they would probably do it and tell you like, oh no, the Breath of the Wild sequels, the Tears of the Kingdom sequels are still coming. This is just something else. They would put
maybe.
that caveat
That
out
would
there.
be the best case scenario, Delvin.
I still feel like that's why they have the remasters. Like that's like there's so much
But I've
room
played
there.
those. I've played them already. I
Yeah.
played them 15 times. I want something new.
Yeah.
Alas.
And I also like I guess the case would be made that if they went in a more traditional linear format, they could make it sooner, but I don't necessarily agree with that. Right? Like if them dropping the open world doesn't mean we get Zeldas in 3 years instead of 6. I still think it would take 6 years to make.
Me too.
Yeah. So it's like GTA.
Okay.
Once they open the door, you can't go back.
Okay, yeah, that's a good
People don't
point.
want to go back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess Delvin, I think you make a good point. I could see them doing it as like an homage, like a one-off. Yeah.
Just give it to another studio to do. Give it to Grezzo, give it to Capcom, give it to somebody.
TJ, I do want to say this. I'm just going to use you to loop this in here. You said, what do you think this means for the next Zelda game? I hope this means we get another Zelda Warriors game at some point. I would love a Hyrule Warriors 2. It doesn't have to be Tears of the Kingdom related. It could be. I think there's a lot of characters
would
and
be.
stuff. I would love to play a Ganon in a Warriors game. That would be awesome. But I liked Hyrule Warriors' zany story that like blended the universe together, and I would like to have a bigger story than Calamity gave us. But maybe
What if
they could do that
just
with Tears of the
brought
Kingdom.
that on Switch too, like a optimized version of that on Switch too, because I know that one had its problems. Like, hey, here
Yeah,
you go.
Calamity would be like
Exactly
the one.
works now.
If I could play, because they did it with Hyrule Warriors, if you remember. Hyrule Warriors came on a Wii U, came on 3DS. And then when they got the port, Hyrule Warriors Deluxe, when they put it on Switch, they were like, it's brighter, it's more vibrant, it runs at 60. Like, if they did that with Calamity, I would replay Calamity.
And you would probably enjoy it.
Oh, I would. Yeah. I still think the enemy design is lacking, but I would still play it. If it played better, absolutely, I'd go back and play it. It's a beautiful game. I would like to see it. Like, if it was at, HD and it was crisp and sharp, and it's a beautiful game. It sounds like a lot of fun. Maybe as Tears of the Kingdom Ganon DLC or Deluxe Edition exclusive. I bought that game 3 times. They totally could sell me Age of Calamity again. I'm such a sucker.
True.
I tell myself all the time, like, oh, I'm not doing this cash grab. If they did that, I'd buy it. 100% I'd buy it.
They know how to do it.
That's all they'd have to do. They'd be like, and if you pre-order, you can play as Tears of the Kingdom Ganon. I'm like, oh, fuck, I
You're
pre-order.
there. Oh my god. All right, that's it for this week. Any final words for the good of the cause?
I want that Daddy Ganon edition. Sounds awesome.
Stay tuned, Koopalings. If there is a direct, we may move the Nintendo portion of the show to PSVG. So just keep an eye on Discord and our socials.
Yep.
Yeah.
Delvin, thank you for joining us again. We will see you next time, Koopalings. Have a good week.
Peace.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. This is Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening. And I forgot the line already. What?